All right. Hi, guys. We are back. Technical difficulties here. Hoping that we can do this. I'm trying to broadcast on Facebook and Instagram. Let's see if it lets me. All right. Welcome back. My name is Stacey Tuschel. We're chatting about your miracle morning, what your new morning routine looks like as we are having a new system, a new normal, right? Everything is different right now. And if your morning why I you probably need to make some changes right now, okay? So if you haven't read the book from Hal Alrod, The Miracle Morning, I would love for you to take some time to read that book while we're here hanging out, okay? Hanging out at home more than we used to be. Now, if you're thinking, why would my morning routine change when I'm still at home? Nothing has changed that way. Yes, but your day, the rest of your day has changed, and we need to set up the morning to structure your day for success, okay? So there are some things that I'm specifically doing in my morning routine that maybe at sometimes I think I can cut out or I don't need it. And there are some things right now that I know I need now more than ever. All right. So first of all, the biggest thing that changed for me was my wake up time changed. So I was getting up at about 5:40 every morning. I know 5:40 sounds like a really weird time to wake up, but it was just me reverse engineering everything I needed to get in and what that looked like. And I was figuring out what I wanted it to do and what I needed that time to get me to get the kids out, take them to school, etc. Things look different. So that means times have changed. Now, the reason I'm actually waking up earlier is because my day is not as productive as it used to be. At any moment, the kids come running in here, even though Kent is watching them or doing something with them, someone sneaks away. So my day is a little less productive, right? Or I want it to be a little bit more flexible. I want to have lunch with them. I want to take a break and go for a walk, things like that. So the first thing I did was I immediately went from a 5:40 wake up time to a 5 a.m. wake up time, which is not easy. It is still dark at 5 a.m. But one of the strategies that I've shared before that works really well is a wake up clock. So my wake up clock is it doesn't have like an alarm noise. It's light. So you naturally will wake up with the sun, right? With this wake up clock. And this morning, even though my alarm was set for 5, around 4:55, I naturally woke up with it. Okay. At 5 o'clock, if I happen to keep sleeping until then, it'll be crazy bright and birds will start to chirp very loudly, which will eventually wake me up. Okay. So that is key. And I share the tip about the clock with you in case you are like, how in the world could I wake up that early? This is a great way. You naturally are waking up, so your body just feels ready. Okay. So that's at 5 a.m. What I immediately do is I go into my office, which is, you're seeing it right here. This is usually sitting on my nightstand, something of this size, and it's filled with water already. So I come in here and I will chug it. I will probably drink at least half of this, chugging it, first thing in the morning, because it actually talks about it in the Miracle Morning, how it really just like wakes up your body and recharges you, okay? So one thing I will tell you is the first thing that I do first thing in the morning is I do a guided meditation. Guided is key. If you're not good at meditating, you don't know how to meditate, a guided meditation, if you go to YouTube and type that in, will be a lot more helpful for you, especially if you're getting started with meditation. Now, what I want to say about meditation is don't meditate in bed, especially at 5 a.m. I promise you will, okay, all right, there we go. So getting rid of that. So what I want you to think about is getting out, walking out of your room. If you lay in bed and meditate, you might fall back asleep. The point of meditation is not to fall asleep. The point of meditation is to stay with whatever you're being guided to think about, to not think about, etc. Right? So yes, sleep is great for your body. I want you to get sleep, but I also want you to get the power and the effect of meditation, which is different. Okay? So the first thing I do is I get up out of bed. It's usually freezing and I have a tendency to want to get back in bed because it's warm. So I will have my big like robe. I will wrap myself in. I get really warm and then I come in here. I always, you can see, have a blanket back here and I will come in here chug that water, lay down, and do a guided meditation that I'll find on YouTube. Okay. Again, if you type in guided meditation, it'll be a lot easier for you to do this. Now, even laying down, I kind of trick myself into thinking like, I'm tired, but at least when I get up, I get to go lay back on the couch, right? But I don't fall asleep because I've had that water. I'm a lot more present. I've gotten up out of bed and I walked into here versus people that stay in bed. I have heard so many people say I have a tendency to fall back asleep and I'm not actually like really focusing on the guided meditation. So that's number one, okay? And one thing, you guys, I want to hear from you. If it would be helpful if I worked on like a little download of what wake up clock I use, what specific meditations do I use, like who are my favorite YouTubers, all of the things that I'm talking about. If you want to have like the specifics, let me know in the comments and we absolutely can create something like that for you. Okay. So from about 5 until I'm going to say 5:30 because I like to overestimate, but for at least 20 minutes, I'm meditating. So by the time I get up, get in here, find the right YouTube meditation, meditate, it is going to be about 5:30. I really do probably like a 20 to 25 minute meditation every day. That might seem really long and extreme. I mean, I used to do 3-minute meditations, 5-minute meditations. And honestly, I think now more than ever, meditation is most important. If you've never done meditation before, and if you're like, I'm not good at it, I'm struggling with it, I think this is something that you absolutely need to do for yourself because there are guided meditations that focus on gratitude, which helps you de-stress and not think about all the crazy stuff that's happening. That's a big one. But there's also meditations for like getting through this time. There are YouTubers who have put out relevant content for you right this second, helping you get through this, right? I think that is going to be more helpful than almost anything else you can do, okay? So that's number one. All right, so now it is, let's say 5:30 in the morning. Now what am I doing? So now I'm actually jumping into something that Brooke Castillo calls the model, okay? I'm going to be talking about this on Friday, actually giving you an example of the model and something I wrote down as what I have for a journaling prompt, okay? So I'll go more into detail on this on Friday, okay? Tomorrow we're doing a Q&A here, so make sure to show up live. I'm just answering questions the whole time. So with that said, knowing that I'm doing this model, it's really my time to journal. So I'm actually working through some things that I'm thinking and I'm writing them down. So I'll write down currently what I'm thinking and I'll work through this model. Again, I'm going to show you on Friday. And I see that the result is not really what I want it to be. So then I ask myself, what thought can I change this to that will serve me and help me get the result I'm looking for? And it's probably a 10 to 15 minute exercise that I'm doing right after that. So it's a journaling prompt, and I'll go into more detail on Friday. If I do a workbook, I'll throw that in there as an example as well, okay? So then it's 5:45, okay? So at 5:45, I am taking an almost 2 hours. 5:45 until around 7:30 is when I am doing this next section. Now, I would before already be jumping into my workout, okay? The reason I have postponed my workout, I'm still doing it, but I'm doing it later, is because I can work out with the kids. I am asking myself in my morning routine, what can I do without the kids and what can I do with them? I don't want to waste time working out at 5 in the morning when I have this alone time that they're not going to be up yet. I want to use it on something that I know I can't do with them. I definitely cannot meditate and really truly be present with my children, right? That's not going to work. So that has to go first, right? Anything like that, I'm trying to throw in as early as possible before they get up. So the workout now has been postponed until a later time, and I'll get to that. So from 5:45 until about 7:30, really my kids have been waking up between 7 and 7:30. What I am doing at that time is I'm actually jumping into my day, but I'm jumping into the most like creative aspect of my day. So I'm currently writing a book. So I'm writing content for the book, or I'm making the edits after the editor has sent back her edits. I am coming up with like big picture strategy, right? So big things that the CEO needs to be working on. I am mapping out a new funnel. This morning I was like figuring out what that funnel looks like and what I need still and all of that. So I normally don't start doing that kind of stuff until about 9 a.m. But because it's such an important thing that I need to get done and I can't control when the kids are coming in or not, right? or if something happens or I want to jump out there, I want to get that stuff done. So I'm really trying to get done a big task before the kids ever wake up. All right. Then at 7:30 is when I actually pop down into my basement and I do a 30-minute virtual workout. Okay. So I'm watching another video. Again, I'll throw all of this in that freebie if that's something that you guys want. But this is where I'm doing a 30-minute virtual workout. Now, if the kids are still sleeping at 7:30, I'll go down there. They might come down when they wake up and they'll start playing while I'm doing it. So it's nice because I know that I can still do a full out workout with the kids around, right? So that's why I've shifted it. So let's go back for just a second. So from 5:45 until 7:30, I am getting almost a good solid 2 hours worth of work in. This might be something you need to change or you need to update with your morning routine now that you're home working with kids, okay, if that's your situation. So that's a big one. So from 7:30 to 8, I'm working out. From 8 to 9, I am popping back up here, heading in to shower, get ready. And while I'm showering and getting ready, I am listening to, I purchase courses and coaches and programs and all of that. And I am listening to that kind of content from 8 to 9 as I'm getting ready for the day. My goal is still to get in here at 9 a.m. for my workday. Okay. So even though I'm still in my office a lot from 9 to 3, like I typically am, I'm trying to get other stuff done earlier because you just never know what's going to pop up right now. Who's going to need something? We're actively going forward with the stimulus package, and that's a big deal, and that's going to take a lot of time and all of that. So that's just some things I want you to see. Now, when I'm getting ready from 8 to 9, I am drinking 1 cup, a normal size cup, of decaf Bulletproof Coffee black, okay? So that's another part of my strategy is, first of all, I don't need coffee for energy. I'm talking crazy fast right now. And if I have regular caffeinated coffee, you will not be able to understand me at all whatsoever. So I actually drink decaf and I just drink it black. I don't put all the stuff in there right now. I'm strictly drinking black decaf coffee, and I will intermittent fast every day until a noon-ish. Today I have a back-to-back day from noon until 4:30, I think. So I knew that eating was not going to be an option right there. So I ate before I got on here. But the earliest I'm breaking my fast, even when I wake up at 5, is probably 10:30 in the morning. And it's based off of what my schedule looks like. Typically, I'm doing noon or so breaking my fast. Okay. Yes, Danielle, still doing the Bulletproof. I, on Saturdays, will sometimes make the full-on Bulletproof, the butter and the collagen and all of that. I actually love the vanilla collagen that they have. So I'll do that sometimes on a Saturday after my workout. But I've just been doing decaf black coffee right now. Okay, when do I go to bed? I am going to bed at 9 p.m. I would say 9 to 9:30 at the latest. So the one thing that I do feel I am missing a little bit is the kids are going to sleep a tiny bit later. It almost feels like summer, which I'm not ready for yet, not without the summer weather. So they're getting into bed 8:50. They're probably sound asleep by 8:15, 8:30, which doesn't give me much time to reconnect with Kent and watch TV with him or anything like that. So unfortunately, I am really just getting about 30 minutes and I'm jumping right back in. Now, if you have trouble sleeping, another little tip is there are guided sleep meditations. So what's funny is I knew I needed to wake up earlier. So I started doing this, I think, on Sunday. And Kent walked in and he heard the meditation. And then, or I think Tanner walked in and heard it. And she was like, "What is that?" And then Kent explained. And then she's like, "I want to try it." So we actually found guided kids sleep meditation. Game changer. Oh my goodness. If you have kids, this might be worth the entire time of you watching this right now. So Tanner started listening to guided sleep meditations, and it's the things that they're saying and the things that are filling her head before she falls asleep. Amazing. So that's a big one. The difference between Bulletproof and Black Bulletproof. Well, a Bulletproof coffee, typically when you make the Bulletproof coffee, you're making it with their coffee, with grass-fed butter, with brain octane oil, and then possibly collagen if you wanted to. So I'm saying right now, all I'm doing is literally making a cup of black coffee with nothing in it. But on the weekends, sometimes I'll actually do it where I will do the brain octane and all of that as well. Yeah, so that's good. Hi, Lewis House. So that's a big, big thing, you guys, that I really want you to see. We just ordered a kid's Ecco. I'm totally trying to find it. Yes. So we've been putting it, we have a little Alexa in her room too. So that's a good option to have them fall asleep. Because here's the thing, you guys, if you have kids, when they fall asleep affects when you fall asleep. So this is a huge part of your evening routine, which then affects your morning routine, right? Another thing that I'm doing that I used to do in the morning that I've had to rearrange just because I'm trying to squeeze everything in and then take care of the kids and keep working and all of that. I have been saving a walk for the weather. Finally, it was like 75 yesterday and today it's 61. I'm so excited. So I've been saving a walk. As soon as I'm out for the day, done working around 4-ish, the kids and I will go for a walk. I'll give Kent a break since he's been with them all day long. He's been amazing. It's funny because we thought he was retiring to work in the business, and little did we know it would be such a lifesaver for him to be at home with the kids right now, just taking care of them until we can get back to normal. He's still doing some things for us in the business, like he's editing the podcast and things like that. But clearly, we're not working the same amount of hours we used to be that they're home, okay? So around 4 o'clock, I will wrap up my workday. I'll grab the kids and we'll go for a walk in our neighborhood, and then Kent gets some time just to be by himself and do his thing. So that's a big one. Walking or just getting outside if you can is great. And then the next thing is I used to do in the morning like a quick 10-minute yoga stretch. I've been saving that for the evening bedtime routine when I'm putting the kids to sleep. So if the kids are getting ready for bed, I am doing like 10, 15 minutes, maybe stretching on their floor while they're in bed, just like slowing down, which makes them stay in bed versus coming out 17 times if you're with me on that one. Okay. Other questions, you guys, let me know before we go. I think the biggest thing is, how are you restructuring your morning to make sure that this, like your whole day isn't just ruined, right? So even if my day gets crazy, I know I've had those 2 solid hours first thing in the morning. It's a lot better to go to sleep earlier and get up earlier than it is for your brain to try to be working at midnight, okay? You're not as productive. I'm so happy these comments are actually showing up. Yeah, Nicolette says she makes tea, and that's why I'm doing decaf coffee. I'm trying to do more tea and decaf than I am trying to load my body in with caffeine. I never drank coffee until last year. I didn't need it. And I only drank Bulletproof because I've heard amazing things about Bulletproof. So I switched. And then I did a detox for 2 weeks, maybe 6 months ago. And when I did the detox, I had the worst headaches ever. And people were like, it's because you don't have caffeine anymore. Well, I don't need caffeine. I never drank caffeine. So I'm like, I got to get that out of my body. So that's why I switched back to decaf. And it's fine. I can't even tell the difference between drinking a regular coffee and a decaf coffee. So for me, it's good. All right. Love this, you guys. Yeah, I'm getting a lot of questions about what time to go to sleep, all of that. A lot of times I like to gradually get there, gradually go to bed earlier or wake up earlier. And honestly, right now I went right away. I just went to bed early and I started waking up really early. And the way that you can jumpstart it is set your alarm tomorrow really early, and you will want to go to sleep tomorrow night really early because your body will be so used to that. But it does take some time. It's like you're jet lagged when you're switching going back an hour or two, waking up. Okay. So you guys, really quickly, I want to make sure you know what's going on this week. Tomorrow, I'm back doing a Q&A live. So any questions you have, if you're struggling getting through this, if your business doors are still closed and you're like, how do I make this work? Come jump on, ask me questions. I'll be here on Instagram and Facebook live. And then Friday, I'm going to be sharing with you the activity that I do in the morning. That's my journaling prompt that we just talked about today. Okay, so that's coming up. Okay, so and then I see some comments coming through that I'm reading. Yeah, you guys, you'll have to do some shifting with your spouse. Like, this is not just this easy, quick fix. We had to talk to each other and say, how are we going to make this work? How can we do this? How can we get the kids on the same page? All of that. This is a transition. It's not easy. I'm not saying it's easy. I'm saying, here's what I'm doing to be proactive and not just always being so reactive as well, okay? So you guys, make sure you're joining us every single weekday. I'm going to be here at 11:30 a.m. Central, 9:30 a.m. Pacific. We've got our first challenge coming back up here April 27th. More details will be coming about the Foot Traffic Formula workshop. And if you want to get in the Foot Traffic Formula program, which is my accountability and marketing program, you can definitely jump in at any time. Go to foottrafficprogram.com. All the details are there. We are so excited. We just announced We're going to be doing a live 2-day intensive virtual event coming up in May with some guest speakers talking about Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. We've got all the biggest platforms for you to keep driving more traffic even during this recession, all right? You guys are so welcome. Thank you so much for jumping on. I'll see you back here tomorrow, 11:30 Central. Bye, guys.